Stir crazy. Crazy in a stir. You know, I quarantined, let me make sure I'm getting audio here. Looks like I am. And I quarantined before a lot of people did. You know, I feel like a lot of people just started doing the, like, stay-at-home thing maybe a couple days ago. I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing it, I don't know, 10 days, 15 days, 26 years. I don't fucking know. Here's what I can tell you. I'm bored as fuck. Like, just, they should call it a borantine. I'm at that point where I'm just like, fuck this. I'll just go out and get the fucking virus. Inject it in my fucking arms if I can get out of this fucking house. I'm almost to that point. I guess I'm not quite to that point. Because when I actually go out of the house for any reason, it's just like sheer terror at everything. I got to touch this. Oh, no. You know, it's just like that. I know I already got into this last time I did one of these. But it's the same predicament. It's just more and more fucking boredom, cabin fever, stir craziness. Like, I want to fucking take a sledgehammer to this goddamn house. I hate it so fucking much at this point. You know what I mean? There have been some positive things. I've caught up on a lot of movies. I've been watching movies. Like, I've been trying to watch a movie every night and write a review either that night or the next day. So I've been doing that on a Letterboxd. You know, that's kind of fun, you know, because I like to pretend I'm a fucking great, like, I'm a fucking film critic. Like, yeah, I'm fucking Roger Ebert up in this bitch. I watch a movie, I declare whether it's good or bad, you know? And it's not, you know, you can fucking write a full review there. So it's not like you just have to be stuck with like, you know? You can get into all the nitty-gritty details. Watch Knives Out. That was pretty good. I watched Hereditary. Paul's been bugging me to watch that for fucking a long time now. This is the kind of opening banter bullshit where I just prattle on as people fill in the room. I will mention that, you know, Streamlabs, there's a link below for that. Super Chats. But I do want to say this, though. If you're one of these people who's, you know, either already suffering economic turmoil because of the corona shit, or you predict that you may be suffering economic turmoil shortly due to the corona shit, you know, save your money. You know, you don't need to be giving that away to fucking stupid ass YouTubers like me. You know, you need to hold on to that for you and yours. But if you're still like I'm good, then, you know, go ahead and send me some. That's fine. We still got people running around not giving a shit. Not taking any precautions or anything, just like, you know, business as usual. Can I tell them about your work experience? Yeah. So my wife goes to work today. She's a dog groomer by trade. And she starts disinfecting her grooming area because, you know, there's another groomer that works there occasionally as well. They kind of split the space. And this other groomer's a fucking pig. Doesn't clean up after herself at goddamn all. So, you know, you'd think maybe during, like, a national pandemic, maybe she'd decide to fucking, you know, grab a fucking sponge and rub it across a surface or two. Nope. Just as fucking disgusting as ever. So my wife gets in there, and she's got to clean up this bitch's fucking mess. She starts cleaning up her grooming area. There's fucking dog shit on the fucking table that's just been neglected to the point where it's, like, crusting and shit. She starts spraying around the fucking Lysol, and her boss comes in and is like, why are you spraying all this Lysol around? It's like, why the fuck do you think, you moron? What do you mean, why am I spraying all this Lysol around? Because there's a goddamn fucking global pandemic going on right now. And we're in the worst state per capita for this shit. At least we were a few days ago. Shit changes so fast now. Who can keep track? But, you know, apparently no one at her work is taking it fucking seriously, and they're all just being a bunch of fucking dipshits. I still, like, on the few occasions that I have left my house, I still see people fraternizing and fucking, you know, high-fiving each other and hugging and fucking standing too close in lines to one another, just not giving a shit. You know, meanwhile, I got a fucking friend, you know, my friend Galen. He might actually have the fucking coronavirus. You know, he's waiting on a fucking test at this point. Was admitted to the hospital the other day with some fucking symptoms. Now he's back home. So, you know, it's here. It's real. All that bullshit. Where are you going? Where the fuck are you going? No. Bad. Bad wife. All right. Whatever. I'm not usually mean to her, but, you know, this is the time for meanness. It's not actually. It's a time to be nice to one another. Anyway, let's check on this shit. Let's see how it's going out there in the world. So we got, let's see, I haven't updated. I think I updated this a few minutes ago, but there might even be more by now. Oh, yeah, it's up a little from, oh, no, okay, there we go. No, it's the same. You got almost 300,000 cases worldwide at this point. You know, you got 11,387 deaths. You got 88,000, you know, people who have recovered, which is good. You know, how long do people have this shit is what I want to know. Because, I mean, this shit's been around for a while now. We got 88,000 recovered, 11,000 fucking dead. You know, that means, like, more than 2/3 of the motherfuckers who've contracted this stupid COVID-19 bullshit are still just dealing with it. Like, how long does this shit go on? And, you know, by the way, these numbers, like, we'll look at the U.S. because obviously that's where I am and that's where, you know, most of you guys are, or at least a lot of you guys are. You know, U.S., we got, 250 dead, 147 recovered. We got 20,000 motherfuckers with this shit. Vast majority of them still dealing with it, even though it came, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago? I don't even fucking remember how long ago this has been there. You know, it's fucking goddamn nuts out there. But this number, this 19,624, people are like, oh, that's not that many. Well, you know what? Due to the fucking lack of proper testing kits out there. In fact, the first testing kit, I didn't pull this story, but I read recently that the first testing kit that these motherfuckers put out could not tell the difference between the coronavirus and water. Water! Like, how the fuck? And they're like, oh, we don't know how this happened. We don't know how we got such a bad test. It's like, what? So this number here that you're seeing, this 19,624, that shit is way lower than the real number. It's a fucking fraction of the goddamn real number out there. And you got people like my friend Galen, who very well might have this goddamn virus, who's just waiting on a test. He doesn't know when he's going to get tested. They don't want to do the tests because they don't want people to know the real fucking number. You know, if we had a healthcare system for shit in this country, everybody be getting tested. Even if they weren't showing symptoms, there should just be enough tests that, you know, it should just be your civic duty, show up, get tested, let's see what we're dealing with. We don't even have enough tests to test the people who are showing fucking symptoms. Any fucking who. I'm not here to talk about just strictly the fucking COVID-19 coronavirus bullshit, but of course we have to start every show with it at this point because it's going on. So let's get through a few fucking, coronavirus stories here. Like these stupid fucks, you know, these beach goers, right? Oh, yeah, we're just going to have a fucking fun day at the beach. See, I'm coughing. I already got it. The good thing about being a smoker is you don't really know if you have the coronavirus because you already have all the fucking symptoms. This is Clearwater Beach. It's packed. This was March 16th, so this is a few days ago. These motherfuckers, I mean, they're taking zero fucking precautions, just a bunch of people all gathering together in one place, you know, and they all think they're fucking invincible because they're young and it only kills old people. It doesn't only kill old people. Not only does it not only kill old people, but a lot of the young people who get it, they need to go to intensive care. And a lot of them suffer permanent fucking lung damage from this fucking virus. But these motherfuckers don't care, and they also don't care. They fucking go to this bullshit, have themselves a grand old time, make out on the fucking beach, then they go kiss their fucking grandma later that day. Next thing you know, Granny's fucking dead. You know, and it's not even Granny's fucking fault. She's in her house. She's doing all the right shit. She's quarantined. She doesn't realize her fucking goddamn, granddaughter is a fucking retard who's out there at the fucking beach making out with 15 goddamn guys. I'm hearing from someone in the chat that a number of these beachgoers later tested positive. I don't know if that's true, but it wouldn't fucking surprise me, goddammit. It wouldn't fucking surprise me one bit. And I'm sure you all heard about this bitch, but let's talk about this. You know, we were on an episode of our podcast, Deep Fat Fried, which we do every Monday publicly, and we do a one for our patrons every Friday. We also have another show we do on there called Flash Fried. If you're not subscribed to that channel, go check it out. It's easy to find. Just type Deep Fat Fried in the goddamn YouTube search bar. But we were on that show, and we were making fucking jokes, goddammit, about a coronavirus challenge. We're like, yeah, the coronavirus challenge. Ha 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 ha. People, fucking these young influencers try to get the coronavirus. And then it wasn't but a few days later, I see this fucking story. Woman licks plain toilet seat for coronavirus challenge. Now, don't get me wrong. Normally, I like to see a woman lick a goddamn toilet seat. Don't judge. But now is not the fucking time. Well, it is the time. Let's watch her fucking do it.
Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Yeah, lick that fucking toilet seat, you idiot.
Hey, it's Corona time.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I'm really glad that this is what's going on. I'm really glad this is where our culture's at, Deadly fucking pandemic, potential for millions dead. Let's go lick a fucking toilet seat in an airplane. By the way, what fucking airplane is this? Because that bathroom is huge. For a fucking, either that or this is like a super wide angle type lens that's being used here. Because that's an outrageously large goddamn airport bathroom. Every one I've ever been in is like a fucking, I was about to say it's like a broom closet, but honestly, it's an insult to broom closets. You couldn't fit a broom in that motherfucker. Give me a break. What else I got on this shit? Oh, this is great, too. I don't know if this has changed. This story is a few days old as well. It says 4 hours ago, but that's because I haven't refreshed this page in, days. Kid Rock's Nashville bar refusing to close despite city order. Kid Rock, by the way, looks fucking horrible. He looks fucking ridiculous. He looks like someone that you'd fucking walk in on fucking your sister or something. This is horrible. What a horrible, horrible look. This shit, I noticed more and more dudes wearing just the mustache. I'm sorry, but you look like a fucking rapist, okay? The rape mustache, that doesn't ever need to come back. It doesn't ever need to come back. If you see a dude sporting nothing but a mustache, that motherfucker's a rapist. Stay away. Or at least they don't mind looking like one. Of course, Kid Rock actually, I think, is more of an infectious disease than the coronavirus in the fucking first place. So what does he care? Kid Rock is refusing to close down his Nashville bar despite a city order to do so. In trying to combat the spread of the coronavirus, Nashville's mayor, John Cooper, ordered all restaurants to cut their capacity in half, and all bars were ordered to close for the time being. The Rap Rockers bar in the city's famous Lower Broadway section, however, is continuing to welcome customers with open arms. Anyway, here's what they have to say about it. We appreciate the efforts of Mayor Cooper to combat the COVID-19 virus, but unless there's a statewide mandate that directs all bars and restaurants to be closed, the request made by Mayor Cooper is unconstitutional as he is targeting a select group of businesses. Unconstitutional. What part of the fucking Constitution where is that in the Constitution? Where's the part that says Kid Rock can keep his bar open no matter what? Who wrote that? Was that fucking Jefferson? I know it was you, Jefferson. You've always had a soft spot for this fucking hillbilly piece of shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even call Kid Rock a fucking hillbilly. He's not. This is a rich kid who grew up fucking wealthy in a big old fucking mansion, and now he goes around pretending to be a hillbilly to part actual hillbillies with their hard-earned money so that he can pretend he's fucking one of them and open his fucking bullshit chain goddamn bar in Nashville where you can go get the Kid Rock Club, the Outlaw Burger, you know? Because I'm a cowboy, baby. What a fucking twit. Like, fuck this piece of goddamn garbage. You know, and I say, look, I'll be honest with you. You know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was not a Kid Rock fan. Let me put that out there. I was not a fan. But there was a couple Kid Rock fucking songs I could jam to. But at this point, I hate the son of a bitch so much, I couldn't listen to a goddamn syllable out his fucking fake country throat without gagging. This motherfucker, he's got some constitutional right to make sure that fucking all of Nashville gets COVID-19. That's his fucking argument. He doesn't recognize the mayor's authority. I recognize if the whole state does it, then I'll do it. But this mayor, fuck this mayor. Trying to save lives, piece of shit. My name is Kid. Man, all right. Fuck Kid Rock. So what else we got here? Oh, here's a fun one. This is a message from YouTube. This is great. With fewer people to review content, our automated systems will be stepping in to keep YouTube safe. More videos will be removed than normal during this time, including content that does not violate our community guidelines. We know this will be hard for all of you. Aw, thanks, Team YouTube. Thanks for the sympathy. So first of all, why are there not as many people to review the content? Isn't this like a computer job? Couldn't this be done from home? Wouldn't that be a thing? Couldn't you do that job from your fucking house? Can you not be home and look at a YouTube video and say, this violates the guidelines? This does not violate the guidelines. But they're just being like, yeah, we're even going to remove videos that didn't even break any rules. We know this is going to be hard for all you YouTubers out there trying to make a fucking living, but we're YouTube and we have billions of dollars and we don't give a shit. Sure, we made our billions of dollars on your fucking backs, but we don't really give a flying fuck about you. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you guys, whatever. This is a personal fucking grievance because I fucking, do stuff on this platform, so I have to give a shit about this. But ultimately, you guys don't have to give a shit about this. You got your own fucking problems. I'm not going to spend too much time tearing into the ridiculousness of this statement from YouTube because, I know as far as most of you are concerned, it's like, whatever. It's not something you got to deal with, and I don't expect to fucking, get a massive amount of sympathy when I know a lot of people out there are struggling in ways that I can't even possibly fucking imagine. But holy shit. They just said, fuck our own rules. Like, what kind of fucking stance is that? Fuck our own rules. We're just gonna shut people down at random. We're sorry for the inconvenience, basically. I mean, give me a fucking break. Let's talk about this fucking, let's talk about this debate, huh? This debate they had a little while ago. It was the first one-on-one. Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, head-to-head for the first fucking time. How'd that go? Well, I remember, I don't know if I said this on my last show or not. I said, I don't know if I said it or not. Then I said, like, yeah, I said it, actually. I don't know if I said it, but I thought it, and I might have said it. That, for this to be this debate is Bernie Sanders' last chance to move that needle. I said that. And What I said was you need an F- performance from Joe Biden. He needs to look confused. He needs to look like he doesn't know where the fuck he is. Hello? Hello, I'm Joe Biden. I'm running for Senate of the universe. You know, whatever. And Bernie Sanders had to be fucking sharp, focused on the attack. So basically what we needed was an F- Joe Biden performance, an A+ Bernie Sanders performance. And what I think we actually ended up getting was like a C- Joe Biden performance and maybe like a B for Bernie Sanders. And I said that on Twitter, and a lot of people were like, how the fuck can you say they're only one letter grade apart? Well, understand this. I'm judging each of them by their own potential. You know what I mean? Like, A+ Joe Biden is, you know, not as good as A+ Bernie Sanders, but it's like A+ Joe Biden is like the best possible Joe Biden. F- Joe Biden is like the worst possible Joe Biden. And the same goes for Bernie. So what we had was a lot of moments where Biden was frustrated. He was on the ropes. He's frustrated. He's in the fucking corner. Bernie has the opportunity to deliver that one big fucking knockout goddamn punch. And every time he got him in that position, he backed off. You know? It was like he'd get Joe Biden on some shit. Joe Biden would be like, I don't know. And then Bernie back down. Oh, it's okay, Joe. Sorry, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Fuck me. Fuck me and fuck Joe Biden's fucking feelings. I have a little bit of a clip from it. Let's take a look at that real quick. So this is one of the great moments here. Who do I believe, Joe Biden or my lying eyes? Let's take a look at that and a listen as well. If it'll fucking play. Come on now.
My Lord, Bernie, you're running ads saying I'm opposed to Social Security, that PolitiFact says is a flat lie, and that the Washington Post said is a flat lie.
Oh, well, let me ask you a question, Joe.
Yeah.
You're right here with me.
Yeah.
Have you been on the floor of the Senate? You were in the Senate for a few years.
Yeah.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No.
Whatever happened to that old conservative discipline about paying for what you spend? I'm up for re-election this year, and I'm going to remind everybody what I did at home, which is going to cost me politically. When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government. And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Joe, let me repeat it again. I want you just to be straight with the American people. I am saying that you have been on the floor of the Senate time and time again talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true, or is that not true?
No, it's not true.
I introduced the balanced budget amendment in 1984. It got nowhere. I'm one of those Democrats who voted for the constitutional amendment to balance the budget. I have introduced on four occasions, entire plans to balance the budget, knowing I'm not president and I'm not the leader, but for illustrative purposes. I tried with Senator Grassley back in the 80s to freeze all government spending, including Social Security, including everything.
One more time. Were you on the floor time and time again, for whatever reason, talking about the need to cut Social Security and Medicare and veterans programs?
No, I did not talk about the need to cut any of those programs.
I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing, including everything.
You lying dog-faced pony soldier. You heard it here, folks. Joe Biden is a lying dog-faced pony soldier. That wasn't his only lie during the debates, by the way. There was tons of other fucking lies. And, you know, Bernie would kind of call him on it for a second, but he wouldn't really hold his feet to the fire. There was a classic moment in the debate. Should have pulled the clip. I don't know why the fuck I didn't, especially given all the time I spent gathering sources for this shit. There's a moment where Joe Biden's like, why don't you tell him about your 9 super PACs, Bernie? Bernie's like, I don't have no fucking super PACs, bitch. And Biden's like, you want me to name them? And Bernie's like, yeah, go ahead. And Biden's like, never mind. You know, it's like, what? Why didn't Bernie should have all night been like, name them 9 super PACs, Joe. Name one. Name one of them. Just let him go. Let him go. Let the lie fucking slide. Could have fucking showed this guy as the liar he fucking is. But instead, he doesn't fucking do it. It's like, Bernie, do you want to win? Are you even trying to win? You know? I mean, especially now. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a fucking minute. So there was an interesting thing that happened on Monday before any votes had happened. And I want to show this to you guys. And I'll let you guys be the judge of this shit. Now, this might not work because this post has since been removed. And when I open it, it might automatically refresh and not appear. But hopefully it'll still appear. So what we're looking at here, hopefully, if we can fucking get this to minimize again.
My Lord, Bernie,
No.
you're running ads saying
Go
I'm opposed
away.
to Social Security.
Okay. Okay, cool. It didn't fucking go away. So this was Monday. While watching The Price is Right, our station accidentally runs tomorrow's election results. It's Monday. Our election in Illinois is tomorrow. So you see here, you got this graphic that just showed up during The Price is Right on Monday morning showing Joe Biden wins in Illinois. Now, the station released a statement saying, you know, oh shit, what happened? Okay, we do routinely test rehearsals before every election to make sure the graphics work properly and give directors some practice. The error was in putting the dry run on air. That shouldn't have happened, and we're looking into it. Obviously, we never intended to give the wrong information or wrong impression. None of those numbers were based on any real polling returns. Since your post is being widely shared, I appreciate it if you consider updating the original post so people don't get the wrong idea. They also said it was an error by our team. We are currently doing election rehearsals with our test data and not intended to go on TV. We apologize for any inconvenience. Rich Fleisch, news director. Now, does their story make sense? You know, maybe it does. But, you know, this is just another sort of demoralizing thing where, you know, before the election even happens, we're shown these fucking fake results that show Biden winning. That, you know, at worst, this is practice for election fraud. At best, this is a fucking demoralization tactic. You know, and why do the graphics have to be rehearsed? You know, like what are you afraid is going to happen with the graphic? It's going to appear on the screen as something totally different than what it is in the fucking, you know, monitoring system that you use. Like, why does the graphic need a fucking rehearsal? You know what I mean? Makes no goddamn sense. Now, whatever. I don't know. I don't know the TV business. I don't know what the standard practices are of, you know, these local affiliate stations and stuff. So maybe this is just all on the level and it's legitimately a mistake. But it's just one of those things that undermines any sort of fucking faith in the system. Because, you know, you can't fucking go Monday without showing fake election results for Tuesday. Like, how does that happen? Like, oops, we accidentally broadcasted fake election results. Our bad. It was just a simple mistake. We never intended to do that. Yeah, I'm sure you didn't. But the question is, what was it that you didn't intend to show us? Was it just an innocent little rehearsal thing for your graphic? Or was it something more nefarious? And I'll let people decide that on their own. But, just another fucking head scratcher. But here's something that, that's a maybe example of election fraud. Probably an innocent mistake, but who fucking knows? This is genuine fucking voter suppression. Because in a time when we're being asked to avoid restaurants, to avoid bars, to avoid gatherings, all this other stuff, the Democratic Party and Tom Perez, head of the fucking DNC, is urging all of these elections to take place on the exact same fucking schedule they always would. Go wait in line, a few feet behind another person. Go stand in some stuffy fucking room with poor ventilation. Go touch a fucking touch screen that's been touched by God knows how many people before you got there. And this is all appropriate during a fucking pandemic, right? This is all okay. This is blatant fucking goddamn voter suppression because there's going to be a shit ton of voters who do not want to go to a polling place during a fucking pandemic. And you know what? If Bernie Sanders was the one that was ahead right now, they would be calling for this shit to be so delayed it's not even funny. While they tried to do some other stuff to pump up Joe Biden. But they know it's going the other way. They know that Bernie Sanders is slowly but surely, not even really that slowly, closing that gap. Because national polls had Joe Biden up nearly 20 points not too long ago. Now his lead in some polls is like 8 points. So his lead has been cut in fucking half in the last week. And they know that's not good for them. They also know that this coronavirus fucking panic that's going on right now, it's not good for them. Because what are the two issues that are now first and foremost on everybody's fucking mind? 1, healthcare. 2, the economy. Those are Bernie Sanders' bread and butter fucking issues. It's no wonder he's closing the gap. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Bernie Sanders has slipped into a natural leadership role regarding this corona crisis, doing numerous fucking press conferences, doing numerous fucking digital town halls, making numerous statements, and working hard legislatively to make sure the American people are fucking taken care of, while Joe Biden, God knows where the fuck he is. No one knows. It was trending on Twitter today. Where's Joe? Where the fuck is he? No one's seen the motherfucker. He's hiding. And this is very early on in this election, very early on in this race. The Joe Biden campaign had a fucking very specific strategy. Show Joe Biden as little as you possibly fucking can. The DNC knows that the more you see Joe Biden, the more you have second goddamn thoughts about Joe Biden. And they see exactly what I see, that those polls between Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders are closing. And even though they've managed to demoralize the Bernie Sanders base and convince us that, oh my God, it's impossible for him to win now. It's impossible. He's already lost. Just give up. Just throw in the towel. Even a lot of the fucking most prominent Bernie Sanders supporters online are like, well, we lost this one, guys. It's halftime, bitch. Chin up. Get back in this motherfucker. It's like, oh, well, he's not polling so hot in these other places. Then fucking close the poll gap, bitch. He ain't losing by enough at halftime for us. This isn't like it's halftime and he's getting routed fucking 150 to nothing. This is like it's halftime and the score is reasonably close. So I don't know what all this fucking defeatist bullshit I see going on out there is about. Yeah, Bernie's got an uphill battle. Like I said last time, it's a tough fight. Will we lose? Probably, but it's by no means fucking certain, especially in these uncertain fucking times. So get your ass out there and fucking vote if they fucking make you do it. Wear your fucking rubber gloves, put on your fucking mask, do what you gotta do. Get out there and vote for fucking Bernie Sanders because he's the one who can get us out of this goddamn mess. Because Joe Biden has zero leadership on this issue. All right? And of course, I'm not talking to the conservatives out there. If you're a conservative, go vote for fucking Trump. Go vote for Trump. Of course you should vote for Trump. If you think that Trump's doing a good job and he's handling this crisis well and that he's the man for these fucking dark and troubled times, go vote for fucking Trump. But if you don't think Trump's the right guy for this fucking job, I can tell you this. The alternative is not Joe Biden. Joe Biden doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He has not shown any leadership on this issue. He's on Twitter fucking saying, I want every billionaire to take a pledge that they're going to stop all these stock buybacks. A pledge. To take a pledge. We want them to promise us. Real sincere like. How about something legislatively, bitch? How about you actually do something? Now, of course, Joe Biden doesn't hold any sort of elected office right now, so I guess he can't actually do anything himself. But, you know, a lot of these Democrats look to him as their fucking leader, right? So shouldn't he be out there saying, hey, Democratic Congress, Democratic fucking Senate, I'm probably going to be president. Here's what you motherfuckers need to do since you're going to be probably taking marching orders from me soon. But no, he's out there like, CEOs, I want you to cross your heart and hope to die, stick a needle in your eye, promise you ain't going to do any more stock buybacks. You know what the CEOs of America did with that? They printed that tweet out and they used it as fucking toilet paper. Actually, cancel that. Those are probably the only motherfuckers in this country that can still get the real goddamn thing. What else is going on? Tulsi Gabbard. Let's talk about Tulsi, huh? Tulsi Gabbard drops out of the 2020 presidential race, endorses Joe Biden. Tulsi Gabbard, yeah. The anti-war candidate. The anti-establishment candidate. The real anti-establishment candidate. How long have us Bernie bros and Bernie babes been lectured that the real anti-establishment candidate is Tulsi Gabbard, and we're all a bunch of saps? Well, who's the sap now, motherfuckers? Your bitch just endorsed the goddamn establishment. She just got down on her knees and she sucked the fucking shine out of that goddamn establishment cock, bitch. That's what Tulsi Gabbard did. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Joe Biden. Oh, look, it's the Joe Biden dick. You know what that is? That's the Joe Biden dick, everybody. Here's Tulsi. Yeah, more corporate PAC money. Yeah. Oh, more endless wars. Oh, yes. All of my principles gone. Oh, degrade me, Joe Biden. Degrade me. I want to show you a clip. I'll show you this fucking clip. You're going to laugh your ass off. You got to see this clip. This is a clip. Oh, well, before we show the clip, this is Joe Biden happily accepting the fucking Tulsi Gabbard endorsement here. By the way, Joe Biden and all his buddies, not too long ago, Tulsi Gabbard was a Russian asset. She's the Russian asset. She's trying to destroy the Democratic Party. Now, all of a sudden, he gets the endorsement. Now it's like, Tulsi Gabbard has put her life on the line in service of this country and continues to serve with honor today. I'm grateful to have her support and look forward to working with her to restore honor and decency to the White House. Oh, shit. Just shit my fucking britches. Oh, man. Let's take a look at this. This is Tulsi.
People will get into a lot of conversations about political tactics and how do we win this race and who's going to beat Donald Trump. Bluntly, and I might get in trouble for saying this, what does it matter if we beat Donald Trump if we end up with someone who will perpetuate the very same crony capitalist policies, corporate policies, and waging more of these costly wars?
Yeah, good point, Tulsi Gabbard. What does it matter if we beat Trump if we just support someone who's no better than Trump? Oops. That's why Kyle Kalinske just said, I just presented without comment, because what the fuck do you even have to say? What do you even have to say? Just show that clip. Now, there's a bit of a mitigating factor here, potentially, for good old Tulsi. So apparently, this is Tulsi Gabbard's brother, Jai Gabbard. I don't know what comment he's responding to here, but here's what he had to say. Thank you for your kind words, sir. Bernie has treated my sister like shit all the way through this. Now, I saw Bernie and your sister hugging it out at some civil rights thing like a month or two ago, so seems kind of strange to say all of a sudden she was treated like shit. She has tried to endorse him again, and he has refused her support. Whoever is he's getting his advice from has done a terrible job. You go ahead, keep talking about her however you want, but know this. She is going to continue being independent and keep fighting for us. Bernie isn't the man me and Tulsi once supported 100%. I don't know what happened to him. He refused to take the fight to the establishment like Tulsi continues to do. Aloha to you and yours. Now, I don't know if Bernie Sanders refused Tulsi Gabbard's endorsement. I don't know what his reasoning would be for doing that. But this idea, this sentence at the end that, you know, she's continuing to take the fight to the establishment. No. She just sucked the establishment's fucking dick. Now, in fairness to Tulsi Gabbard and Tulsi Gabbard's supporters, there's a good chance, a really good chance, that in a few months, maybe sooner, Bernie Sanders will be sucking that establishment dick. And he will endorse Joe Biden as well, as he stated that he will the entire fucking election. You know, it's always been ultimately his position, vote blue no matter who. I will support our nominee. You know, but that's after the battle has been waged. At least you could say that. At least that's after the fucking long, extended, proactive fucking fight until the point where it's just like, okay, we can't win. We're not mathematically viable at this point. We got to throw in the fucking towel. Tulsi Gabbard endorsed Joe Biden while Bernie Sanders is still in this fucking race. And you know what? Even if Bernie Sanders had turned down her endorsement, she could have done what Elizabeth Warren did and just shut the fuck up. No one forced you to give your fucking endorsement to Joe fucking Biden, especially not right now. Especially not right now, while this race is still very much happening. So this idea is fucking ludicrous. And if Bernie Sanders turned down the endorsement, I don't know. You know, I have a pretty good feeling about who's responsible in Bernie Sanders' campaign for a lot of these goddamn terrible decisions that have been made. I'm going to show you. This guy right here, fella by the name of Khanna, okay? This guy right here, he's the 17th district congressperson for California, and he's an advisor to the Bernie Sanders campaign. And his mentality, I'll be honest with you, is just one of absolute fucking capitulation. This is the guy who, when I think it was, I don't remember which of the Bernie surrogates wrote that piece against Joe Biden, calling Joe Biden corrupt, which was a totally honest piece, totally well-sourced piece. And Bernie came out there and said, oh, no, he's not corrupt. He's not corrupt. Bullshit, he is corrupt. And you know who told Bernie to say that shit? It was the advice of fucking Khanna. I could almost guarantee it. I can't prove it, so don't take this as 100% gospel truth. But if there is a voice of capitulation, a voice of we got to be cozy and nice with the fucking establishment, we got to play ball, it's that motherfucker. It's goddamn Khanna. That motherfucker is the worm tongue of the goddamn Bernie Sanders administration, dripping fucking, this poisonous message in Bernie's fucking ear that says, you got to tone it down. You got to play nice. And I wouldn't be surprised if Khanna went to Bernie and said, don't take the Tulsi endorsement. She's too out there. She's too fucking radical or whatever. We don't need that. We need mainstream kind of voices to support us. And then she goes and endorses Joe Biden, who happily accepts the fucking endorsement. Khanna is a fucking idiot. Okay? The worst thing, as far as I'm concerned, that Bernie Sanders has ever done, other than campaigning for fucking Hillary Clinton, the worst thing he's ever done other than that, and the worst thing he's ever done other than the fucking campaigning for Joe Biden that he's likely to do in the fucking future, the third worst thing is listening to fucking Khanna. Go look at this dude's Twitter. It's all just capitulating weak bullshit all the time. And I'm not saying he's not a real progressive, and I'm not saying that maybe his approach might not have some merit down the line, but right now, when we're in fucking battle mode, this is the motherfucker who's like, we got to sue for peace. We got to sue for peace. No, motherfucker, we got a war to win. We got to go to fucking war. We got to go to battle. This motherfucker's not ready for battle. He's not a battle fucking tested motherfucker. He's a weak little spineless worm who always wants to take the path of least resistance. And unfortunately, he's dripped that fucking poison into Bernie Sanders' ear. And I bet you that without the influence of that son of a bitch on Bernie Sanders' campaign, Bernie Sanders would be in a better fucking position right now. Because he wouldn't have been soft on Biden the way he has been. It wouldn't have been all this, oh, Joe Biden's my buddy, Joe Biden's my friend, Joe Biden. Because we can't hurt Joe Biden. Because, if he's the nominee, we don't want to have him too beat up when he goes and faces Trump. I got to fucking... Let's just say that Joe Biden just got a fucking coronation into this shit. Unopposed, the Democratic Party as a whole just decides we all love Joe Biden. He doesn't even have to go through a primary process. He's our guy. They don't even throw a single punch at his ass. He's still going to go up against that Trump fucking meat grinder that's going to pulverize his ass. And you know what? I should probably put it out there. I'm not as confident in that prediction as I used to be. I used to say, Joe Biden, there's no fucking way he's going to beat Trump. But, in these uncertain fucking times, in these COVID-19 times, in these times of, perhaps approaching 20% unemployment in the near future, economic fucking catastrophe, global fucking pandemic, in these kind of uncertain times, we don't know what the fuck is going to happen. So a Joe Biden victory is now maybe a fucking possibility. Now, I still give the edge to Trump, especially with 55% of Americans in a recent poll saying they approve of Trump's handling of the crisis. But, if shit keeps getting worse in this country, which I think it's going to, maybe that 55% starts to get tarnished a little bit. Maybe it gets to the point where Americans are like, you know what? Maybe we should fucking get a new leader. Maybe what this guy's doing isn't working. And thanks to our bullshit two-party system, America will have but one other choice. And we're on the path to that other choice being Joe fucking Biden. So you could potentially goddamn see President Joe Biden, Vice President, I'm going to predict Kamala Harris. And I'm also going to predict that there's a pretty good chance that she fucking takes the mantle of presidency at some point during that first administration. Because Joe Biden's old and he's addled with dementia. Now, in fairness, Bernie Sanders is old too. But he'd probably have a better fucking vice president lined up than Kamala fucking Harris, the most crooked bitch in the goddamn universe that slept her way to the top and slit any fucking innocent throat that got in her goddamn way in her fucking search for more power. You know, and that's going to be your fucking choice. I mean, are we going to do this fucking Hillary versus Trump shit again, where we look at these two uninspiring, horrible candidates and we say to ourselves, this is the best we can fucking do? We are in a time of global pandemic. We're on the precipice of a new Great Depression. If there's ever been a time for a radical fucking candidate, it's now. Because the last time our country fucking entrusted itself to the hands of a radical was FDR. And it was during a very similar tumultuous time. There was no pandemic, but there was a fucking war, and there was I don't think the war had started yet, but there was a serious fucking economic fucking downturn at that point. And, international tensions were obviously reaching new heights. And FDR was the guy who led us through all of that. And now a lot of conservatives, they want to rewrite history now where FDR was some kind of disaster for this country. But of course he wasn't a disaster. He won re-election 3 fucking times. America fucking couldn't get enough of fucking FDR once they had a taste. They're like, yeah, more of that, please. Won every fucking re-election in a landslide. He was so fucking popular, they had to change the rules to make sure that you couldn't have a president that long again. He was the guy they introduced the term limits for. Like, you know what? No more of this FDR shit. Because if we fucking allow this to happen, you're going to have a fucking FDR-style Democrat in office forever. So they had to change the rules. That's how popular he was. Bernie Sanders is trying to carry on that goddamn legacy. And that's exactly what America needs in these dark and troubling fucking times. But what if Biden gets the nomination, which is the most likely outcome at this point? You know, a lot of people are like, well, should we vote for Biden? Should I do the vote blue no matter who thing? Is that what I should do? Is that my fucking civic duty? Well, there's 2 arguments that I've seen against it. Well, I've only seen one of these arguments against it. Well, I mean, the argument against okay, so let's look at the arguments for and against voting for Joe Biden. So the main argument that I see progressives making for why we should hold our nose and vote for Joe Biden, even though he's a corporatist, neoliberal piece of goddamn shit, is harm reduction. We got to reduce harm. Because, Trump is being harmful to a lot of ethnic minorities, to a lot of, sexual orientation kind of shit, gender identity kind of shit. And then those people are going to have it better under a Biden administration than they are under a Trump administration. So that's why we should fucking vote for Biden. That's the argument. The argument against that, the main one I see anyway, is the sort of accelerationist position where, we should vote for Trump because the things have to get, basically, to simplify it down to the fucking, gnat's ass, like the most simplified explanation possible. It's like things have to get worse before they can get better. America is not ready for the message of a candidate like Bernie Sanders because they haven't fucking suffered enough of this Trump bullshit yet. It took 2 terms of George W. Bush before Americans were willing to vote for fucking Barack Obama, who turned out to be a total fraud, whatever, but he campaigned like he was actually going to change something. So maybe it'll take 2 terms of Trump before we can get to the point where obviously Bernie Sanders is not going to be running in 2024, but maybe a Bernie Sanders-like candidate can then take the reins. Now, I don't really go with the accelerationist argument. What I go with is an argument that I haven't seen anyone else make, but it's an argument in my head that I'll share with you, and I don't know that I originated it. I probably didn't, but I haven't seen anyone else make it. If you go into that, if fucking Joe Biden wins the election, when is going to be your next chance to vote for a progressive Bernie Sanders-esque FDR-style Democrat? When's going to be the next opportunity to even do that? So Joe Biden's in. He completes a term. He's gonna run for re-election, or his running mate is. So it's going to be Joe Biden, or it's going to be Kamala Harris, or whoever his fucking vice president was that's going to be running for re-election, depending on if Joe completes the first term or not. So you have no opportunity in 4 years after a Joe Biden victory. After 8 years, if people like the Joe Biden administration, they're going to want either more of something like that, and they're going to vote for another centrist fucking candidate, or they're going to want a sea change, and they're going to vote for a fucking Republican again. So you're not going to get it in 8 years, most likely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, because it'd be really fucking weird if you had 8 years of a centrist Democrat establishment fucking, administration, and then all of a sudden we took a hard left to progressivism. Now, it could happen, so I guess there's somewhat of a shot in 8 years, but probably they're going to fucking keep on going with centrism if that's what's working. Or they're going to, if there is a sea change, it's probably going to be to the right. It's probably going to be back to some other Republican. And then you maybe have a real shot of another progressive candidate in 12 fucking years during that Republican's reelection attempt. And if the fucking centrists win again, then you got probably another fucking 8 year. I mean, like, we can't afford that kind of time period on this shit. If Donald Trump wins in 4 more years, we can try again. Not with Bernie Sanders, obviously, but with someone similar to Bernie Sanders, with someone with the same kind of policies as Bernie Sanders. Whoever the best positioned fucking progressive is in this country, at that point, we got another shot. So I'll take another shot in 4 years versus waiting potentially 12, maybe like long shot 8, probably 12 years before you get another shot at a progressive taking the fucking White House and taking over the Democratic Party. I'd rather have another shot in 4 years. That's why I will not vote for fucking Joe Biden. I'm not going to go out and vote for Trump. I'm not going to be that much of a fucking spoiler for the Democrats. But if they're going to win, they better figure out a way to do it without my vote and without the vote of a lot of other Bernie bros, because I already know that a shit ton of the Bernie bros and Bernie babes and all this shit out there, they're not voting for this guy. They're not fucking voting for him. Now, let's talk, though, about how Joe Biden could get my vote, because I thought of a way. Now, Kyle Kalinske also put out a video on this where he's like, if he picks Bernie as the VP, then he gets my... Fuck that. That's a meaningless goddamn consent. He's already vowed to pick a woman in the first place, and I don't give a fuck about Bernie Sanders being fucking VP. Who gives a rat's ass about Bernie Sanders being vice president, the most meaningless fucking job in government, until and unless the president fucking dies? So that's not gonna placate me. This isn't about Bernie Sanders as a cult of personality. This is about the policies of Bernie Sanders. So if Joe Biden wants my support, if he wants me to even consider voting for him, he better fucking do a 180 on Medicare for all and quick. And if he wants to appoint Bernie Sanders to anything, it should be as the head of the Department of Health and Human Services. Then I might consider voting for Joe Biden. But he'd have to prove his commitment. He'd have to sign some kind of fucking pledge or something. Even that, I don't know. I'd still be like, yeah, he'll probably just break the pledge. But he'd have to give me tremendous reassurance that he's actually going to fight for Medicare for all. Because that's the thing that this country needs more than anything right now. Even before this health crisis, that was the thing we most needed. So if Joe Biden flips the script and says, hey, I'm on board with Medicare for all now, and I'm on board with free college. He can look, as far as free college and forgiveness of student loan debt and some of these other issues, he can kind of do his little middle of the road centrist bullshit on that. But he's got to have the one issue where he is an out-and-out fucking progressive. Joe Biden has to find within himself the balls to say, look, fuck the insurance industry. I'm still going to be friendly with all these other industries, but I'm going to have to break up with the insurance industry and pass Medicare for fucking all. And the pharmaceutical industry. That would be the only fucking way that son of a bitch could even get me to contemplate, should I vote for Joe Biden? Failing that, it's not even a question in my mind. No, I will not support Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck him right up his goddamn ass with the biggest cactus you can find. In fact, I hope the reason we haven't seen Joe in a while is because he's contracted COVID-19 and we won't be seeing him at all very shortly. I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden other than to spit on him. He's contemptible in my eyes. He's a piece of fucking garbage on the fucking street corner. In fact, I prefer that piece of garbage on the street corner. Because you know what? That garbage, at least at one time, was useful. Joe Biden has never been useful in his entire life, other than it's like, hey, we need a creepy sex predator to sniff somebody. Maybe in that scenario, it's like, bring forth Joe Biden. Other than that, he's useless. Useless. Fuck Joe Biden. I will not vote for him in a million, billion, zillion fucking years. Contemptible scumfuck, useless as hell, ineffectual as you could possibly imagine, totally corrupt to the core of his fucking being, a useless fucking politician. I will not vote for him. I will not vote for him unless he starts, if he champions Medicare for all and he fucking makes a commitment to actually fight for it, okay, I'll consider it. I'll consider it. But short of that, he can get fucked. Just like America is right now. Let's not forget that we got some more elections coming up in 2022. There's a shit ton of midterms coming up. You got midterms are going to be held on November 8th, 2022. During this midterm election year, all 435 seats in the United States House of Representatives and 34 of the 100 seats in the United States Senate will be contested. 39 state and territorial governorships and numerous other state and local elections will also be contested. This will be the first election affected by the redistricting that will follow the 2020 United States Census. So, if we don't win in 2020, then we got to make some fucking gains in 2022 because it's not all about who the fucking president is. You know, these bodies called the House of Representatives and the United States Senate, they're the ones who actually make laws. So maybe we should try to make some gains there and not solely focus on who the president's going to be. Because the president is just one little piece, one little cog in the big machine of our government. So we need to start trying to find some leftist, progressive, FDR-style Democrat voices to fill some of these fucking Senate seats, to fill some of these House seats, maybe even get a governorship or two. Get them out there. Get them out there. 2020 has congressional elections too, TJ. Yeah, that's fine. Do it then. Yeah, they're every 2 years. So yeah, obviously, but we don't have the candidates running right now. There's a few, but I'm saying let's get our game together because in a couple of years there's another big fucking chance to change shit. And you know what? Historically, turnout for these midterms is pretty fucking low. So let's get out there and mobilize and fucking get that high fucking voter turnout and win some fucking shit on on these levels. And I'm sure there's other fucking elections going on as well for like state Senate seats and all that shit. Judges. I mean, there's so many fucking positions in government that are elected where we don't even know who the fuck's running. We don't pay attention. It's not even a concern of ours. Like mayorships. Like Bernie Sanders started off as a fucking mayor. You know? Pete Buttigieg was a fucking mayor that was almost elected president. Not even of a huge town either. So get some mayors in there. Get some governors. Get some fucking state representatives. Get some representatives in the House. Try to get a fucking Senate seat or two. You know, get some fucking voices in this. Like, try to break the fucking corporate stranglehold a little bit. Get some anti-establishment candidates some power in this fucking country. And that's pretty much all the ranting and raving that I have for today. I don't have my second camera right now. What happened with that was I had to give the cable that I used to connect the camera to my video switcher to my brother because we started doing our podcast, Deep Fat Fried, remotely. Due to, the coronavirus, which is a real shame because we have a set all built up that we were planning to start shooting DFF on. It was actually we were going to start shooting on it last Wednesday. And unfortunately, this corona shit totally nixed those plans. We're not sure when, if ever, we're going to get to use that fucking set that we spent so much time on. Hopefully this shit will blow over quicker than predicted, but I'm not keeping my fingers crossed for that. So that really fucking blows. So right now we're doing the show remotely, and I gave the cord to Scotty. I ordered a new one. It should be here in a few days, so I'll have my secondary camera set back up by the next time I do one of these. But for now, I think we're going to we'll do a profile view maybe. Or maybe I could get away with switching this wire out. Give me a second to try to switch this wire and see if it works. I'm going to go to my break screen, but I'm going to be back in a fucking jiffy, all right? So don't go nowhere. Stay right there. I'm going to be back to answer questions from you guys in 1 second, but I'm going to see if I can get this camera in the right place. Oh, cool. It worked. Might need to do some little adjustments here. Yeah, there we go. Cool. All right, let's take a look at some of the Streamlabs and Super Chats that came in. We'll do the Super Chats. We'll do the Streamlabs first. There's usually less of those. Let's see here. So today's the 20th. Let's see where we go here. Got a few of these. So Tucker White just sent in a bunch of gibberish, but he gave $2. He also sent in a question with his second $2. How is it YouTube hits a new low every other week? They're very talented at it. Your mom for the win gave $6.66. He says, I was just wondering, next election, Bernie would be too old to try again. Are there any politicians with similar views as him, or has that ship sailed? I've been watching you since Brick. Please appreciate me. I do appreciate you. I don't know who the next... Look, we can't have this expectation of, like, who's the next Bernie Sanders going to be. The next candidate, it could be someone very different than Bernie in terms of personality. The important thing is the policies that they stand for. And we need somebody, they don't necessarily have to have the same policy positions as Bernie Sanders, but they have to have policies that reflect the interests of ordinary working fucking people, because giant corporations already have $2 major parties defending their interests. So everyday people also need some sort of political representation in Washington. And we need a candidate who does that. Now, I'm not married to any one specific policy or anything like that. I mean, I think some form of universal health care has to fucking happen. That'd be my main thing at this point. But other than that, we can look at someone who might be very different than Bernie. But the main thing is they have to be anti-establishment. They have to be genuinely anti-establishment because we can't continue on this fucking status quo, in my opinion. It's just we're headed on a road for our own fucking inevitable goddamn destruction. Oh, shit. No. Don't fucking auto power off. Don't do that, piece of shit. You be good. This fucking camera is trying to betray me. Tucker White sent some more money and some more gibberish. Your mom, for the win, sent another $1 and said, I am rich. Take my money. If you're rich, give me more than $1, for fuck's sake. Hyperblob says, thanks for the hope. Don't get too used to it. It's still it's a tough one. All right. Don't fucking think for a second it's easy. Let's see. Cunty Cat says, I know this isn't your format anymore or your responsibility, but it seems like the guest political person on DFF or your main channel may help your halftime message, though who knows how much sway people like Destiny have or Kyle's defeatism affects. I don't know exactly what you're trying to say. You got corona now? Why are you coughing? I don't know exactly what you're trying to say there. Let me read that again very carefully. I know this isn't your format anymore or your responsibility, but it seems like the guest political person on DFF or your main channel may... Oh, so you're basically saying I should bring on political guests? Is that what I'm getting from this? Maybe. I don't know. I'll look into it. I'm not really a big fan of guests usually. Nobody 2020. That's from Lord Eric 237. I'll probably, if and when Bernie Sanders finally becomes mathematically impossible or decides to withdraw from this election for whatever reason, then yeah, I'll be right there on the Nobody 2020 bandwagon. If Stephen Hawking was so smart, why couldn't he walk? Oh shit. I'm gonna have to think about that one. That's pretty brain teasy right there. I understand the sobering feeling you have looking at this ridiculous set of opinions. I truly don't know how people think this fucking Muppets will solve anything for this dumpster fire of a country. Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking uphill battle. Everything in this country is a fucking uphill battle. Do you think Bernie has any chance in hell to win? Why hasn't he dropped? Look, like I said earlier in this broadcast, you're literally in a situation where it's halftime, and Bernie Sanders is not losing by some insurmountable margin. I don't know why I keep hearing people say, like, oh, it's impossible now. There's just no fucking way it could happen. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean there's no way it could happen? We're literally more than half the delegates have yet to be assigned. And he's not that far behind. Yeah, his polling looks bad in the upcoming states, but it's actually starting to improve. So why not focus on improving those polls and getting more fucking support, especially with all the crazy shit that's going on right now? Like, if anything, you should be looking as a Bernie supporter at this economic downturn and this fucking pandemic as a fucking opportunity to make the case, because... Look, it might sound like cynical exploitation on some level, but on another level, look, the coronavirus is just highlighting the fucking problems that Bernie Sanders has been talking about for fucking decades. This should be an easy goddamn sell. Go out there and sell. Should DFF fans run for office if they have Bernie's values and would run on a platform? Look, even if you politically disagree with me, even if you're like a crazy right-winger, or you're so far fucking outside the spectrum that people don't even know how to classify you, if you feel like you're a good candidate, then go ahead and try to run. Why not? It shouldn't just be about whether I support you or not. It should be about whether you think anyone out there will support you. If you feel like you would make a good elected representative in any fucking capacity, go ahead and fucking run. This country needs more fucking everyday people deciding that they're going to run for fucking political office. Because right now it's just a bunch of rich business cocksuckers and lawyers. That's who we've decided to give fucking power in this country to. Are you ever going to do a sequel to Brick or Eggs? I don't know. Could happen. Who fucking knows? Will we ever actually get a progressive in the White House? It seems like the establishment just has too much power for the left to ever gain ground. You know, you look throughout history. I mean, you know, probably FDR blindsided the American fucking establishment at the time. You know, I mean, the 20s was a time that was just ruled by business elite even more so than today. And they had a stranglehold on the fucking process just like they do now. But we wrestled it fucking away from them, and we could do it again. Never say never. It's not impossible. If Biden endorsed Medicare for all in response, Trump enacted it, how would you feel/vote? I'd say never going to happen, but UBI is now a possibility, so I'm not writing anything off. Hey, I don't give a fuck. Look, I'm about the policies. If Donald Trump is the motherfucker who finally gives us a Medicare for all style system or some form of universal health care at the very least, I don't care that it's coming from Trump. I'm not going to be like, ooh, fucking free health care sucks now. No, if Trump does it, good on Trump. But I don't see Trump doing it. But if he does, fuck yeah, go ahead. I'm down with it. I'd be 100% down. Because it's the policy I support, not the fucking person. What would you say to the like of, and then they list a specific YouTuber, I'm not going to get into it, who are so anti-Bernie. Look, I'm not out here to tear down people who are anti-Bernie. They have every right to be anti-Bernie, just like I have every right to be anti-Trump or anti-whoever, anti-Biden. And people have the right to go out there and be pro-Biden or pro-Trump. I'm more interested in making the fucking arguments for why I think Bernie Sanders should be president and why I don't think Donald Trump should be president. I'm not here to get in a fucking little pissing match with someone who disagrees with me and try to make them seem like, oh, they're the bad guy because they don't agree with my politics. There's enough of that going on in this fucking country. You know, I think people should be able to fucking put political differences aside and fucking be reasonable, respectful fucking adults to one another. You know, and I got Trump supporters in my family. I love them to death. And I try not to argue with them. I try not to fucking upset them. You know? And I don't like it when they try to fucking upset me. They try to fucking pull some anti-Bernie bullshit. There was a big fucking spat in my family not too long ago over this Trump versus Bernie shit. Luckily, it was resolved. And, you know, we made a fucking couple of... the family member who was the Trump supporter brought some cupcakes over and had one that had Bernie written on it, one that had Trump written on it. It was like a gesture of like, you know, look, you know, we might disagree on politics. We might disagree on what the best direction for this country is, but goddamn it, at the end of the day, we're fucking family. And that's a beautiful fucking thing. More people need to adopt that kind of fucking attitude, in my opinion. That doesn't mean being a pussy when it comes to representing your fucking views. But that means don't demonize people for fucking disagreeing. You know, like our politics are high stakes. Of course they are. But, you know, that's no excuse to fucking, you know, treat another person shabbily or fucking unfairly or fucking argue in bad faith or just be some bitter fucking person who wants to, you know, tear others down because they don't agree with you. Like, when it comes to Joe Biden supporters and shit, I don't get where their fucking head's at. I don't understand the support of Joe Biden. But, you know, I'm not going to fucking be disrespectful to a fucking person because they say they support Joe Biden. I might try to change their fucking mind. I might ask them why. But I'm not going to be fucking rude or crude or vulgar or vile. You know, that's a fucking thing that I put on when I'm being theatrical here on the fucking, you know, internet, on YouTube. In one-on-one fucking dialogue with people, unless I'm in my fucking like, woo, I gotta be fucking the amazing atheist, I try to be a fucking respectful person who talks in a measured voice and speaks in a measured way. And that's how I think people should be. Now, obviously, there's a time and a place for fucking barn burning kind of like, shit. And this is that time and place. Because this is optional to watch. Everybody has the ability, if they don't like what I'm saying, to click the fucking back button and give it a thumbs down and be like, fuck this guy and his stupid opinions. But as far as one-on-one shit goes, when you're conversing with another person, be respectful. That's where I'm at on it. I am rich, but I'm also greedy. Here's some pocket lint. Love it. All right, I'm gonna wrap up the donations on Streamlabs, and I'm gonna go to the super chats. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Yeah, of course. I hate that cover that Disturbed did of The Sound of Silence. It's the corniest goddamn cover I've ever heard in my life. And I look, if you're out there and you think it's moving or whatever, okay. That's you. That's fine. But I think it's corny as shit. The way he sings that song is like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly sleeping left his seat while I was sleeping. It's like, oh my God, this is painfully bad. Please stop. Hey, TJ, where do you stand on the issue of quarantine? I quarantine. Like I said, I quarantined myself probably like 10, 15 days ago. So obviously that's where I stand. Another person just gave 666 and said, hi. TJ, let's see. Okay. Why do so many people in this country approach politics / elections like they're rooting for a sports team? Yeah, that's got to stop. People need to start voting on fucking policy and not on tribalism bullshit. TJ, would you still passionately lust and devour us through this worldwide pandemic? No, I don't know. You might be contagious. I ain't doing that. That was big, juicy asses that said that. I don't know. If the ass is big and juicy enough, I might make an exception. All right, let's read some super chats because their super chatters are feeling neglected here. Where the fuck did these start? Okay, there they go. There we go. Trump should unironically suspend the election so people don't infect each other at the polls. Yeah, I don't know. I think we should probably just set up a fucking mail ballot system. There's enough time to do that. Or honestly, I think we should vote online with blockchain technology. Ennui is a censored. Am I right? I don't know. Thoughts on the insider trading scandal? Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know why senators are allowed to own, hold stock in the first place. Look, they're in the perfect position to have insider trading knowledge. They're also in the perfect position to manipulate the markets. They're the lawmakers in this country. So for them to even be allowed to own stock is, in my opinion, ridiculous. The only way they should be able to own stock is maybe if it's like in a blind trust and they have no power over the decision making of like what's happening, or maybe they should be allowed. Maybe they could be allowed to do like index funds or some shit. But like buying specific stock, they know too much. Any fucking senator holding stock is insider trading, in my opinion. I think they need to lose that right. Because it's right. I mean, like, it's just too much of an opportunity for fucking ridiculous corruption. Hi, TJ, have my money. Thank you. I'll take it. Do you think Louisiana will be a blue state again? I mean, it's happened before. It hasn't been that long since. We have a Democratic governor right now. Now he's a pretty fucking Republican Democrat, but he fucking still technically there's a D next to the motherfucker's name. So who knows? Blah, 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 blah. Another person trying to start drama. I'm not doing that. I lost my job, so this super chat does not come lightly. Turn down the chat slow-mo, bro. You can't engage with anyone like this. I'm not trying to engage. I'm trying to put on a show. The engagement portion is now, and you engaged with me just fine by giving me money. TJ, this epidemic is nothing new. Remember the swine flu? I remember there being a swine flu that was a totally different virus than this. But yeah, I do remember the swine flu. Do you identify as a black person? Yes, absolutely. Another ask me again. Do you identify as a black person? This time in all caps. So I'm kind of rethinking my previous answer now that I see it in all caps. Now I'm thinking, no, I don't. With how many just don't care about the coronavirus, I think some people deserve to catch it. Trump and Fox News pundits, toilet licking girl, etc. Yeah, maybe they deserve it, but the people that they pass it on to don't necessarily deserve it. So fuck that. No, everybody needs to be fucking. I don't care how stupid you are. If you're too stupid to take the proper precautions, then someone else should come along and force you to. Paul is right. Don't vote. Hey. I've definitely been in that boat before. I imagine I'll be in that boat again. Free Bobby Schmurda. I'm drunk, not rich. Take my money, TJ. I don't know who Bobby Schmurda is, but thanks for the money. This is seriously the worst month ever. I mean, there might be some worse ones here and there. September in 2001 was not a great month. Why is Jimmy Dore so obsessed with Tulsi? I don't know. Ask Jimmy Dore. A whole 3 likes. Cool. My brother / landlord raised the rent from $210 a fortnight to $900 a week when I said I hate China. Okay, I don't really get it. Biden is more electable. He has more black support and won more union votes than Bernie. Sorry, but Bernie isn't popular with the electorate. Yes, he is. His policy, I mean, like, look, I went through, go watch the last video I did, okay? Go watch the previous stream, the Joe Ronavirus, where I talk about how policy for policy, Bernie Sanders is fucking kicking ass. The only place he's losing to Joe Biden is in this stupid electability argument, which makes no sense. People are, like, Democratic voters are so fucking brainwashed that they're willing to vote against what they believe in because they're told someone's electable. And they did it before. They did it in 2016 with Hillary, and they did it in 2004 with John Kerry. And every time this fucking electability argument is how the Democratic base selects its candidate, they fucking lose. They lose every time. Biden only performed so well because he had the entire mainstream media effectively acting as a pro-Biden, anti-Bernie super PAC. They won't do that in the general. They might. It's not going to matter because, you know, no one, especially not the Trump side, trusts the fucking media. So they're not going to, you know, the media is not going to convince Trump voters not to support Trump at this point. All right. Because they don't like, they like Trump a fuck of a lot more than they like the media. Maybe rightly so, honestly. Either Biden balances SCOTUS or Trump takes it 30 plus. Maybe. Is anyone really surprised we get bad candidates? The entire process is controlled by the DNC and the media. Electing the president is a business. Sad but true. Had a couple people donate without leaving any comment. Thank you to those people. Change to Dem for Bernie in New York, but in general election, battleground states, you got to go with Biden. Love your work, man. DFF should do another Irish Mafia episode. Yeah, I don't know. Like I already made it clear what my position is on voting for Biden. Couldn't agree with you more. Anyone anti-establishment at least has my ear. Yep. I'm on the autism spectrum. This virus scares me. You don't have to be on the autism spectrum to be scared of this virus. I think the one thing that needs to happen is we need to have money out of politics because it's corrupting our politicians. If we just elect someone who supports good policy, things go back to normal once they leave. Well, some part of the policy of that person needs to be, like, it needs to be a major part of any sort of fucking anti-establishment agenda to get money out of politics. And that goes for left-wing populism and right-wing populism. If you're a populist candidate, if you're a genuine anti-establishment candidate, you should want to see an end to the corruption of money in politics. Why do people like my brother love China and hate my country, Australia? I don't know, dude. $5,000, Bernie doesn't win. He's not popular in Dem. I mean, likability polls and polls of, policy positions would speak otherwise. TJ, I understand what you're trying to rant. We need a third party bad to offset the government. Dem rep can't reach a decent bipartisanship. Yeah, but unfortunately, we have to take over one of those parties and change the way our elections work in order to even make third parties viable. Watch Destiny's video on Kyle Kalinske. Lol. Maybe I will. Why aren't you ready to riot? Who says I'm not? Although right now, I don't know if I want to go outside, let alone riot. Oh, those are the... I probably got a few more super chats in while I was doing that. You see my super chat? Any chance more Mafia episodes of DFF? Oh, yeah. I mean, we'll get around to every topic in existence eventually. Will we all eventually know someone who died from coronavirus? I have no idea. I don't know. I hope not. I remember you made a $1,000 bet with Scotty back in 2016 if Trump would lose. Do you intend to do another $1,000 or possibly more bet with Scotty again? We have a current bet that Trump won't finish his term, which I'm probably going to lose that one. TJ, what's the future of the Amazing Atheist channel? Anything coming down the pipe? Anything new? You doing okay? Yeah, I mean, I'm doing these live shows right now. That's the main thing I'm doing. I like doing these. They're a little, I mean, I don't do them like super often. I've been doing kind of like 1 or 2 a week. I plan on keep doing that. I might also do some other like standalone videos here and there, but right now this is kind of where my focus is, because these are easier to monetize because of these sections at the end where I, read these super chats and shit. Keep doing the live streams. Only a handful of same commentators left on YouTube. Dakota from Buffalo. I think that was I think he meant sane commentators. He said same. Did you see Uncut Gems? I'm getting around to it. It's on my watch list. I say vote for Biden, then protest from day one. I don't know. I don't really want Biden. I just don't. I'm sorry. All right. Pretend Trump wins in 2020. The 2024 election is going to be very interesting. Who should the Democratic Party run? Sanders will be in his 80s by then, so you probably won't vote for him, right? No, I think Bernie Sanders, this is his last hurrah. He's not going to run in 2024 as a fucking 82 or 83, however old he's going to be by then. That's not going to happen. So we just need to let go of the Bernie Sanders thing. Like Bernie Sanders has said numerous times, it's not about Bernie Sanders. It's not me, us. That's been a fucking slogan. And, I think we all need to take it to heart. It's not about Bernie Sanders. It's about the fucking policy positions of Bernie Sanders. And, the need to have an anti-establishment, populist, leftist candidate who is viable and who can fucking make some fucking necessary changes to this country. That, I believe need to happen. And if you believe they need to happen too, then we need to find a candidate who fucking, supports that agenda legislatively and has a chance of winning. Because the ideas are not unpopular. We can't let, next time we have to fucking make this electability argument a lot earlier in the fucking race, though. Blah, 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 blah. Will you ever do Joe Rogan again? Sure, I would if he invited me. Can you guys do an episode on the history of Miracle Mineral Supplement? I don't know what that is, but I'll look into it. Last SC, video game sale level now. The DFFs about crime are the best. Great seeing laymen analyze things like John Douglas. Thank you. I love the live streams and topics, by the way. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the door for more Super Chats and Streamlabs right now. I'm going to wrap this stream on up. Feel like my voice is starting to give out a little bit. Feel like I want to go grab a drink and have a smoke and watch a movie or chill out and do something else. But, I'm glad you guys tuned in and gave me the opportunity to talk to you about some of these political issues that have been on my mind. And hopefully I'll be streaming again pretty soon. And I hope you guys will tune in again and listen to that bullshit. For now, I would ask you to please give this a fucking thumbs up. Hit that fucking subscribe button. Hit that stupid fucking miserable alert bell. Also, I'd ask you to go check out my podcast, Deep Fat Fried, that I do with my brother Scotty and my friend Paul every Monday and Friday. The Monday episode is public. The Friday episode is for patrons only. Also, please join that Patreon if you want to. I see that as I've been talking, a bunch of live chats have come in, so I guess I'll read those before I go. But please do that subscription shit I just said. And, share this with your friends and blah, 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 blah. Actually, I think I already read these, and they're just coming in kind of late. Let me see if any new ones actually came in since I read these. Thoughts on China challenging American dominance? I think we're going to be doing a video. I think I'm going to be doing a live stream that kind of addresses some of my thoughts on that in the near future. So stay tuned for the answer to that question. DFF meetup in the future. Look, we're not planning meetups right now. I don't know when this whole pandemic thing is going to pass. So until it does, we're not going to be planning any more of those. I just realized now this is Ideology TJ edition. Well, this is kind of different because I don't do the audience interactive segment till the end, whereas Paul's Ideology streams are all audience interaction throughout. I kind of have a preset sort of like list of topics that I go through and address, and then at the end I open it up for audience questions, so it's kind of different in that regard. Are you familiar with Huey Long, the right-wing populist governor of Louisiana in the 30s that many accused of being a dictator in the state? Yeah, and I'm kind of a fan. He was pretty corrupt, but he was corrupt on the side of the people. So at least that's one way to look at him. I guess, you could have a different point of view as well. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every last motherfucking one of you. And, stay safe out there. Don't fucking make any bad decisions. Don't fucking go out and shake hands and hug and all that bullshit. You know the stuff you need to do to be safe. Take those proper fucking precautions. And don't let the fucking bullshit get you down.